Celebrated as Democracy Day, President Buhari-led federal government of Nigeria declared June 12 to be the new Democracy Day to mark the democratic election of MKO Abiola on June 12, 1993, in what has been adjudged to be Nigeria's freest and fairest election. It was cancelled by Ibrahim Babangida. MKO was later detained after he declared himself the president and died on the day he was due to be released. And so that's how we got here. But the questions that would follow this is, what version of democracy do we practice? How would you describe the evolution of democracy in Nigeria? More importantly, why is Mr. Olalekan Ige in the studio? Good day, Mr. Ige.
Yeah, good day, and should I say happy Democracy Day too?
Yes, indeed, happy Democracy Day. It's been a while. You and I have not been on radio for quite some time.
You know the kind of work I do, Chinedu, this block and cement work is not an easy thing. Then loading passengers at parks is not an easy thing. You need to understand.
If that's what you do to look this good, please, I want to change. I want to switch lanes.
Chinedu, they say there's no food for lazy man. And in the Yoruba, the popular Yoruba proverb, Onokon Waja, literally in English means you don't have one entrance into any major market.
Okay.
Meaning that you need different, sources to earn some kind of revenue for family to keep pushing on.
Okay, well, I'm happy for your side hustle.
Thank you very much.
I hope you continue to make as much as you should from it.
Thank you.
All right, so let's look at the democracy we have in Nigeria. Before we talk about the evolution, Mr. Ige, how would you define our democracy?
Well, I think I would say our democracy is still struggling. It's still struggling because we are yet to get the basics right. And if you check, since 1959, when we had the first general elections, till now, we've had two consistent denominators, and that is the outcome of election results and how political parties have managed to select their candidates. And these are, key tenets of what you call proper democracy. The ability to have free and fair election, and the ability of political parties to also choose their candidates, without any inducement, without any big man, without any money back somewhere dictating what is happening in the political, in that particular political party. So you begin to understand why, we've been struggling, and I'll say our democracy has been struggling. Upon independence, we operated the parliamentary system of government. By 1979, we had converted to a presidential system of government. So you begin to understand that we are here to deepen democracy in the true sense of the word. Because democracy can only be deepened when people can freely choose their leaders, and when political parties are able to perform the functions of a political party. Until we achieve these two key ingredients of democracy, we'll continue to struggle in Nigeria.
So let's take a journey from 1959, pre and post independence. Would you say from that time till now that we have moved a few inches? Are there recorded developments, key points, flashpoints where you say, okay, at this point, we moved away from here and now it's better moving forward?
Well, if you talk in terms of development, I think we'll just be isolating just one particular thing out of what should be the dividends of democracy. Without these two things I mentioned earlier, that is one, ability to organize free and fair election, and for political parties to live up to their responsibilities. It means that what we've had, since Nigeria gained independence or before independence, is that we've had accident of placement. When I mean accident of placement, I mean we've had a lot of people who shouldn't be in governance. We've had people who were not ready for certain positions, and because we've had this accident of placement, it's not helped Nigeria want to develop. It has also not helped us to deepen the kind of democracy we should be having in Nigeria. Remember, Tafawa Balewa was the prime minister in 1960. Tafawa Balewa was the least of the persons people expected would have been prime minister. Everybody felt Sir Ahmadu Bello will have been the prime minister in 1960, but he said he wanted to remain in the northern region to play the politics of the northern region, and that threw up Tafawa Balewa. In 1979, was Shagari the favored candidate for the National Party of Nigeria? You know the politics that went through 1979. 1999, was Chief Olusegun Obasanjo ready to be Nigeria's president as at that point in time? You begin to understand where we've had accidents of placement in terms of people occupying certain political offices. And that has not helped Nigeria's democracy to thrive. You wouldn't say we've not achieved certain measure of development pre-independence, during independence, and of course how many years later. Of course, we made some shifts. We've shifted a lot of grants in certain areas. But look, we can get better if we get certain things right, and that's why we continue to struggle. And that is why that's what has brought about the whole essence of June 12 as a public holiday, because on June 12, 1993, it became the first time Nigerians left behind everything that held us down. Every sentiment. Religion, ethnicity, whether I'm colored, I'm not colored, and all of that. Excuse me, please. We left everything. We removed that shackle, or those shackles, and said, look, let us elect somebody, we trusted. And that's what brought about MK Abiola. And we felt if we had allowed June 12, 1993 to stay, probably, just probably, we may have become better in terms of politics. We may have become better in terms of organizing election. Possibly, the then chairman of the National Electoral Commission will probably, have gotten better. Will have been able to get people to entrench the kind of democracy we have, so that when we're able to elect the leaders we want, you understand, then we're able to hold them accountable. And the best way to hold somebody accountable is through election. So if we elect you for the first 4 years and you don't perform, then we'll throw you out. And one of the best ways you can throw such a candidate out is through the party primaries. So if we have parties that are very strong, that allows members to subscribe to that political party. Remember, one of the basics of a political party is that they must have members, and members must pay subscription. Yeah. But how many political parties do you have in Nigeria where members pay subscription? We just have money bags who hijack it and determine who should be the delegates and all of that. Otherwise, we should be able to have a proper party delegate where people can freely vote for candidates of their choice within a political party, not some president or governors sitting in one conclave and coming out of that conclave and say, look, we have the white smoke, these are our candidates for the election, and everybody just simply, queue behind these candidates. So you begin to see why we've struggled as a democratic nation.
Now, let's look at election and selecting who would be the leader for whatever number of years. It looks like here in Nigeria, and well, it's nobody's fault really, we vote out rather than vote in. Most times it's a case of we are sick and tired of the current situation.
Yes.
And we need this to change.
Yeah.
Not that people have faith in the candidates. With Abiola, even though he was a preferred candidate, it was a case of we're tired of military.
Yes.
That was the bold statement. We are sick and tired of military. Let's see what democracy has to offer. We were fortunate to have Abiola as the popular candidate at the time.
Yeah.
Many people say, oh, the elections, most of the elections, even in this Fourth Republic, the one that brought the APC into power, oh, we're sick and tired of 16 years of the PDP doing this, and let's just have something different. That mentality going into elections, is it the right one to have? Being tired of the situation and wanting to vote out rather than having faith in the candidate who wants to get in?
The best way to have faith in the candidate is through the political party. I'm sure you know that the number one reason why a political party exists is to capture power, nothing else. Anything outside of this priority makes the political parties not serious. So if your number one reason of being formed or coming into existence is to capture power, how do you want to capture power? It is through mobilization. By ensuring that you get as many people as possible first to be members of your political party. It is the responsibility of the political party to go all out and look for candidates and look for Nigerians who they think can make a change if we elect them into office, if we put them into any political position. You understand? That's one of the core functions of a political party. Now, if political parties don't allow majority of their members to partake in decision making, you see that the members become disenchanted. Yeah. They lose hope. They don't even believe. There are times when a political party has a candidate and members of the party don't even believe in the candidate. So it becomes even more difficult now for the political party to even sell such candidature to the generality of Nigerians. That's why I'm saying that, look, if our democracy is to thrive, it must start with the political parties. We must stop the idea of just one person or a group of persons determining who should be the candidates of the party in an election. We should be able to have, if, for example, Party A has 2 million registered voters in Nigeria, all those 2 million members should vote for the candidate of the party, maybe a presidential candidate. Maybe at the state level, if, for example, in state A, they have 200,000 members, those 200,000 members should be involved in voting who should be the governorship candidate of that party. In a particular federal constituency, how many members do you have, say, in constituency 1? If you have 20,000 members, allow all 20,000 members determine who should be the candidate of the party at that constituency. You know, when you have a vast majority of the people being involved in how the candidate of a party emerges, what does it translate to? They are also able to sell the candidate because they voted for the candidate. So it becomes easy now to now sell the candidates to other people to say, look, we chose this man, we believe this, we believe that. So it's easy for you to now go out and try to convince people to vote for the candidate of that party. But where a group of people just sit down and write the names of those who should be in which position, that leads us to what I was saying before, accident of placement. You have somebody who is on vacation somewhere in the Europe, and they call him on phone and say, "What? Can you give us your full name?" Okay, we have penciled down your name to be a member of House of Assembly. And the man is wondering. The man is wondering. I didn't signify. He said, "No, you have been loyal. We have watched over these years. You have been loyal, and want to repay your loyalty."
Oh my goodness!
So Chinedu, somebody who isn't even prepared to go to the assembly, is sent to the assembly. The man uses the first 3 years to even learn how to move a motion. Before he knows, 4 years is over. Same thing in the House of Reps. Same thing in the Senate. Same thing even for governorship in certain situations. We've had, remember what happened in Anambra, where they said one man said he made Ngige the governor, and that every month Ngige should pay a certain amount of money. Of course, you know what happened. We've had situations like that where the godfather disagrees with the godson and said, "No, I didn't put you there to do any project." Remember the case of Ladoja in Ibadan and Ladoja and Adedibu, where Adedibu said, "Look, before Ladoja became governor, himself and Adedibu agreed. Okay, how much is your security vote every month? Okay, this is the amount. Okay, you take this one, I will take this one." So can anybody complain? But Adedibu, so rest in peace, almost single-handedly made Ladoja the governor of your state. So if one man can successfully make one person the governor of a state, who should the governor be responsible to? To the people who elected him, if there was election, or to the man who put him in office? So you can see what has been stunting Nigeria's democracy. Party members don't get involved. Now we are trying to legislate that, look, or try to get a law to go for electronic voting in general election. Can we also make sure that same thing is in the Electoral Act for political parties? To say, look, political parties, if you want to select your candidate, forget this idea of direct or indirect primary. All members. So you can say, as at January 31st, we want to see the list of members of Party A. If there are 100,000, we expect that these 100,000 people should be participating in the primary election for, say, House of Assembly. Granted, all 100,000 people may not be available, but let it be that those who are voting are those that are on this your list as at the end of so day for party election. We've had the Nigeria Bar Association, even though it's been dogged by some kind of controversy, but the NBA has been able to hold its national election by voting online. People stay in the comfort of their homes in Port Harcourt and vote for who should be the president of NBA. Can we get something like that for political parties so that when people know that members of their party at every 4 years can decide to say, yes, Olalekan, you have tried, we have tested you, please, we want to the moment Nigerian politicians know that party members and Nigerians have the power to change you every 4 years, we begin to sit up. They say, look, I don't want to offend these people. Sometimes they say, okay, look, we know you have performed well, but can you rest? Let us test this. So if we begin to gain control of how to change who we elect into office, then accountability becomes easy. It means that we can write to a letter. If you're a senator, for example, representing the senatorial district B, we can actually write to a letter and say, Senator, you've been in the Senate for the past 2 years. We would love to see you at a date we all mutually agree. Come and brief us what you have done in the Senate so far. But if the people didn't elect the senator, is the man responsible.
He was appointed.
So you begin to understand. Or the local government chairman, like I've argued a lot of times, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in this case Buhari as of today, has his own problem, no doubt about it. But we are too fixated on the federal government of Nigeria to the exclusion of our local government chairman. I've asked a lot of my friends, do you even know who is your local government chairman? We don't know. But the local government chairman probably gets between 800 million and 1 billion as allocation every month. What happens to the money? Have we been able to say, chairman, come and brief us in this constituency? But the question is, was the chairman elected by the people? No, maybe the power broker sat down somewhere and said, okay, this is the next council chairman. And of course, you know what has bugged all council elections in Nigeria? Yes. The ruling party always would win the local government election. So the moment you become the candidate of the ruling party, you're already trained party, because you know the election is already a fait accompli.
All right, we need to take a break now. The question is, what is wrong with Nigeria's version of democracy? You give the answers to that question after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0
and Sports 24/7.
I am listening.
Welcome back. It's Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oråcle Chinedu. I still have Mr. Olalekan here. He's a journalist and public affairs analyst, and we've been talking about the evolution of Nigeria's democracy. The question for you, of course, is what is wrong with our version of democracy? I have many more questions for Mr. Ige, but we'd like to hear from you. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and of course 0817-923-0009. Please turn off your radio as you call. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. Over to WhatsApp. Good evening. The way Nigerian politicians play their politics, they quickly forget that we are among democratic country. Bakata from Ozoha community. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Inke Daniel in
Go ahead, Daniel.
Yes. For me, we are not practicing democracy. Just like our guests have said there. They just do their thing themselves and whatever they like, they impose it on ordinary Nigerians. And we ourselves, we have our blames as well. Just not all of us. You can see during this election now, they will just, people be dancing, the women and all that, even girls and all the rest of them. Just a token. They will not know that they are selling their rights as Nigerians. And my party, I am PDP, within this side. In terms of Abiola, Abiola was never announced as the president of this country. Yes, and nobody can be wiser than God. Those who want this Nigeria to be united, they have to thank Babangida. It has never happened that a president will be a Muslim.
All right. Please disregard the last comments of that caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Okay, call back if you can. Good evening. All right, back to WhatsApp. We have more comments. Good evening. The way politicians play politics, they quickly forget, of taking this. Democracy has been and will continue to be abused if elective positions continue to be manned by enemies of Nigeria who found their way into leadership in Nigeria, Comrade Mike says. And Gospel Igwe, please tell your guests what is needed is in a polity is not necessarily popular votes. It's about disposition of the individual to governance and politics. An individual might be popular and present himself or herself as a people's choice, but deep within the person is a plan to stifle people's progress and perpetrate hate and pain on the people. That's why Igwe says, Mr. Ige.
Well, I think we need to look at all the issues we have at stake and situate it with what we can do. Excuse me, please. And like I said, there is no way would deepen democracy in Nigeria without solid political parties in Nigeria, because the first place of training should be the political party. It is the parties that will determine who they want. I'm talking about members of that political party now. It is the responsibility of the party to recruit membership. So if, for example, we hear that Sam is one of the best in terms of public relations in Nigeria, every political party should be writing you a letter to say, look, can you join us? Because you want the best of the people for your party. It also means that you need to mobilize people to join your party. Remember, the more members you have, the more you are also able to influence the outcome of a general election. So you can imagine if a political party in Nigeria has 30 million members across Nigeria. So you can begin to understand during a general election, you're expecting that out of these 30 million, at least about 19 or 20 million members of your party should be able to vote for your presidential candidate. Maybe at the state level, you have 500,000 members. You're already expecting that at least 3 to 350,000 members of that party in a particular state. So you begin to understand how this is done, elsewhere outside of Nigeria, especially in the United States. You see people who win election, not necessarily against the run of play, but people who win election because they know that if you are going to contest for election in 2023, your plan and your vision, your dream should start when the next election ends. So as at 2019, anybody who has interest in 2023, by now, what you should be doing, you should rather be talking to people in your locality. This is my vision. Begin to share your ideas. I'm a member of this party. This is what will happen. This is how political parties are run. And that's why I said, look, they must be run strictly by subscription. You must pay your membership dues. That is how a political party should raise funding other than donation. But not one man, not one president, not one governor, holding the party hostage, maybe at the state level or maybe at the federal level. Everybody differs to the president, is the leader of the party. Everybody waits for him to even talk once in a while. There should be a distinction between the political party and the office you hold. The moment you become president, you are no longer a member of any political party. You are a member of all political parties in Nigeria, because you're expected to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we need, if we don't strengthen party politics, it will be difficult for us to also strengthen general election. Remember that general elections are outcomes of probably animosities out of party primaries. You have maybe a candidate represents a party, and members of those of that party are not happy with the candidate. What do? On election day, they align with the opposition political party to vote against the candidates of their party. So you begin to have issues where people contest the outcome of election. Every election in Nigeria has been contested since 1959. None. Remember what happened in 1979 when we had the famous 2/3, of the Supreme Court. Everybody was shocked. We had 19 states as of 1979. Shehu Shagari won in 12 states. And what was the 2/3 of 19? 2/3 of 19 should be approximately 13 states. So Shagari won 1/4, 25% of the votes in 12 states. So he needed just one more state, So we had to, we just have to wangle something, because what he had in Kano, I think Kano was what was contested then. Kano had majority of the votes in Kano. Shagari, I think, had about 20% or so of the votes in Kano. So we just had to say, look, that 20% should just represent 25%. Let the man become the president of Nigeria. By 1983, we were already burning houses in the southwest over a disputed election. So you understand how party politics affects even the general elections in the long run.
Now, Mr. Ige, we have kept this conversation restricted to elections. And I know that it's a part of democracy, but it will be wrong for us not to touch on other parts. Now, democracy has 4 key elements. This is one of the many textbook points put out there. A system for choosing and replacing the government through free and fair elections, which is what we focused on.
Yeah.
Active participation of the people as citizens in politics and civic life. Protection of human rights of all citizens. And finally, a rule of law in which laws and procedure apply equally to all citizens. If we take away the first one, which is the election part, the other 3, how well have we done in Nigeria?
Excuse me. You see, when we talk about election and political parties, it will be hard for us to get the rest if we don't get the 2 right. Because, like I said, you talked about respect for human rights. You talked about respect for rule of law.
That's right.
That's why I said one of the major functions of a political party is to recruit membership, is to recruit leadership, is to train people. I'm talking of members of a political party. Not all Nigerians will be member, or will be not all Nigerians will belong to all political parties. So it means there will be Nigerians that are non-aligned.
That's right.
Now, those Nigerians that are non-aligned, remember that they look up to people who are in leadership position. If, for example, Party A produces Mr. A as a governor, and court gives an order, Mr. Governor, what you have done. A bigger example is in Oyo State, where the Supreme Court ruled that the governor does not have the power to sack elected council chairman. What happened? The governor conducted another election against the ruling of the Supreme Court. What do you think Nigerians are learning from the governor of Oyo State? How to disobey the rule. You see why I said, look, because they shape, they help to set agenda. That is why you need to get the right people into offices. When you get the right people into offices, you are able to question them. You are able to make them accountable for every deed they do in the office. You understand? You see why I said, look, they are interwoven somehow. Because it is the responsibility of the government to set rules and regulations for the people to follow. Okay, let's take the common one. We say, look, only a madman will drive against traffic. And you already know those who are guilty of driving against. So what are you teaching the rest of the society? You understand? So they are interwoven somehow, because it is the governance that will set the rules and regulations for the people. Now, who are those that are meant to be in governance? We are expected to have people who are decent, people who are reasonable, people who want the growth and development of the society. So if we have the wrong people in government, so what kind of rules are they setting for the generality of Nigerians? We are talking about the respect for the rule of law. If we elect you into office and you don't behave the way we expect you to behave, we'll just wait for you. You know, like in the US, you call for what is called early election. You can just write to INEC and say, INEC, please, this young man we sent to us for assembly. we are not too sure whether he's representing us well. Please, can we test whether he's still popular? I'm sure you know that that's available in America. Can we test whether this Olalekan that is always making us on the floor of the assembly, let's test whether he's even popular again. The INEC writes me, then we sign document. Once majority of us sign that we want to test his popularity, INEC now say, Mr. Olalekan, they have crossed the threshold. Please, we are holding test of popularity as to whether he should even remain in office. You know, these are checks and balances on political office holders. You understand? The moment you know that the people are capable of doing what they should do in a democratic manner, then we begin to have, you know, checks and balances. You begin to say, look, even the political party will disown you and say, look, the last time you represented us, you did not represent the ideals of this political party, and you made us suffer in this election. Please, can you please rest? Let's look for other people. You now begin to see that there will be competition for spaces in political parties. It will no longer be the might of a group of people or the might of one man stayed against the rest of millions of party members across Nigeria. So everybody begins to have a sense of belonging, so to say, and say, okay, yes, we'll wait. So Nigeria's development is actually being hampered by our inability to get political parties right, one, and for us to successfully organize election that is free and fair. And that is exactly what 1993 represented. Let me also recall that in 1993, I will say we had possibly the most hotly contested party primary in Nigeria's history between MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe. And I must tell you that the difference between Abiola and Kingibe was not up to 10 votes. That was what separated both of them. It's the most keenly contested party primary. Everybody was on ground in Jos. I was in Jos in 1993 for the convention, SDP convention in Jos in 1993. So I understand all the politics that played out. So you can imagine. So at the end of the day, when Abiola became the candidate of SDP, the word out there was who was going to be his running mate. That became another hotly contested, you know, until Kingibe came out. And the problem there was, can we have a Muslim ticket in Nigeria? So you can see as far back as 1993, we had a Muslim ticket, but Nigerians never bothered. It means that Nigeria's problem isn't religion. Nigerians felt that Abiola and Kingibe, two Muslims, can actually lead Nigeria out of the woods. So you can begin to understand, Chinedu, that look, if we have the right people in office, we may not necessarily care where they come from.
It didn't matter at the time. Who was Tofa's running mate?
Ugochukwu, Dr. Sylvester Ugochukwu was Bashar Tofa's running mate. So you begin to understand that look, Nigerians may not be difficult to rule. They just need to believe and trust in you, and that's exactly what they offered Abiola and Kingibe in 1993, and that's where we're able to talk about June 12 as a public holiday and all of that. So it was a day that's why I said Nigerians removed everything that has held us down. Was it during the primary? I remember the then governor of Ondo State, Bamidele Olomilua, was one of the core supporters of Babagana Kingibe. We never felt bad that a Yoruba man was supporting Kingibe. It wasn't our problem. It didn't matter. The governor of Plateau State then was Fidelis Tabgun. Tabgun was supporting Abiola. In fact, Tabgun was one of the core supporters of Abiola in the North Central. So you have governors from this side of Nigeria supporting the candidate from the other side. You have governors from the other side. You know, everything went well. Everybody was happy at the end of the primary. Everybody was happy at the end of June 12th election. So why is it difficult for us to replicate that?
Oh, well, I feel it's a long way to that, but not impossible to reach. We have 8 minutes left and would like to hear from you. The evolution of democracy in Nigeria, but the question on social media, specifically Facebook, is what is wrong with Nigeria's version of democracy? I'll take comments there and take calls shortly. Chidex, Nigeria's definition of democracy is different from other countries' definition. Democracy in Nigeria means transition of power from military to civilian, nothing more. And Latimo Babatunde were too sentimental and emotional with religious and ethnic sentiments. All to Ekong, the constitution is not democratic and does not reflect a federal system of government. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Oracle.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
How you doing?
Yes, you spoken well there. And I adopt all your views. The problem which I see with our democracy is that it is devoid of democratization. Without democratization, in my view, there can be no democracy, except all the democratic principles and practices permeated all our national institutions, both at the national and subnational level. The political system, the political parties we have under this constitution is not helping matters because it allows those fathers, many bad, to hijack the political parties by then bringing deviants, bringing, so to say, criminal-minded people to man our public office, our public offices. The other way we can do is to amend this constitution and make provision for independent candidacy, so that people with credible character, people with credibility can come and go on.
All right.
The best people are not being emerged from the political party.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Move on now. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Zion. Go
I
ahead.
think the problem we have is the people. The large majority don't understand the definition of democracy. That is the problem we have. A country of over 120 million people, 220 million people, less than 120 million have their PVC ready. And less than 30% of that number are the ones who are actively participating in the democratic system. Look at the problem. Even when there are issues with the present administration of a particular man, the people can't even mobilize to decide their fate. Look at your program sometimes. Whenever the discussion never mention about two political parties, you don't get contributions. But the moment you mention those two political parties, oh my goodness me, the man will go. You will see crossfire. Who is doing well, who is not doing well. The people, until they need to understand what is democracy, is my interest, our interest, for our interest.
Thank you, Mr. Zion. Good evening.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Perez. I really love the man in the studio with you. Actually, what I saw about our political system and problem this time around is until we put away what we call regional fallacy. Why do I say regional fallacy? The Easterners believe in PDP. The South believe in this, and Southwest believe in this, and North believe in this. Until we begin to look at candidates, just like the person that is in the studio with you said about Tofa and Abdullah, then I was in primary school. We know what we have, we have what we call open ballot system then. And since after that time, Nigerians have never practiced open ballot system. I noticed that they stood that is behind their candidate then. And such are not practiced again. Why? Because we are not sure of the candidate we are bringing. Why did I say until we abandon what we call regional fallacy and begin to look at candidates? Just like he said, Kintibe and Abdullah then, they were for SDP and Tofa, and even our own brother that was from the Easterners was of the NRC. But we did not care about our brother as the vice president. We voted for this for Abdullah because of who we think he is, because he was helpful to everybody.
All right, so that basically contradicts what you've said earlier about regional. I don't know. If people see a reason and believe in a cause, the regional sentiment will not matter.
Well, I think is it about regional sentiments really? Let me quickly say that, look, it is not the people that bring the candidates. We need to first of all correct that. It is the political party that presents a candidate. You know, we have a country of over 200 million Nigerians. Not all of us belong to political parties, right? Sure. So let's assume that out of over 200 million, we have about 50 million people, or less than that, belonging to political parties. So it is the political party that presents a candidate. It is now left for the rest of us as Nigerians to appraise the candidates that are before us. So it is now our responsibility during the general elections to not say, look, based on the way I'm seeing Mr. A, I think he might perform well. Let's vote for him. At that point, there is no longer any reason to say I'm a member of Party B or Party A, even though members of those political parties will vote for their candidate. But remember, majority of the Nigerians are on the outside, and they want to see whether this candidate can do well or not.
So, Mr. Ike, do you think that gives credit to what a caller said about independent candidacy?
Chinedu, even in the United States, as independent candidates worked, because it's not just about talking about independent candidacy. Remember that you must have structure to contest an election. And like I said, your political party is the best place for you to start that structure, because your political party should be present in every ward, should be present in every state, should be present all over Nigeria. Now, if you are an independent candidate, Chinedu, and you don't have the structure, because anywhere in the world, a political party needs a structure, or any candidate needs a structure to win election. You need a platform. Remember that the immediate past president of the United States, Donald Trump, had once contested the American election as an independent candidate. He didn't win. He didn't even get any substantial vote. He had to join the Republican Party. And remember, Republican Party has been there for close to 200 years. So the structure, the everything is on ground. So he just needed that structure to achieve his aim. I will support independent candidacy. Maybe they can win at councillorship level, because the councillorship level is small. But to be able to win at local government level will probably be difficult, because let's not kid ourselves about it. To run election involves money. Truly. Anywhere in the world. I'm sure you know how much the presidential candidates in America had to raise, to contest presidential election. So who can help you? While you have your money, who can also help you to bring money together is your political party, because members subscribe, there are donations and all of that. It's easy, when you belong to a major political party to contest election. Independent candidacy, I doubt whether to have any sailing in Nigeria. Even in the United States, how many independent candidates have won election in over 200 years? How many?
All right, so it's 5 o'clock. The news happens shortly, but a couple of messages on Facebook. Inwamaka Wadia, she says everything, and that's responding to the question, what is wrong with Nigeria's version of democracy? Joshua, inability of our political leaders to obey the rule of law. Godson Wosu, since the foundation of our supposed democracy and skewed constitution, it's faulty. Everything will continue to fall apart. The LGA, in Dyer's words, he says, are non-existent. Well, we're hoping that we find solutions to our many problems. Thank you very much, Mr. Ige, for making the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure, and I know, and you know, that we have another conversation that will happen.
Surely.
Right, have yourself a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you.
It's time for the news. After that, we talk about blood. Don't go anywhere.